Hello, this is Sabah Sakti Arshi from Centrist Nation TV. Today we're here at People's Election Pulse Survey Results Publication event hosted by Innovision Consulting. We are here today with Dr. Asif Shahan. What are the key differences between the results published here in this survey and the other surveys conducted by other organizations?
Thank you for your question. I think if you look at BIGD survey, so there are 2 rounds of survey. In the second round, we actually observed a drop in BNP's support. Of the voters will prefer to vote for BNP. But in this case, as you have seen, that probably there is kind of an increase in BNP's vote share. Or I think it kind of shows that in both cases there were a number of undecided voters. In case of BIGD, the number of undecided voters was around 48.5%, and here it came down to 35%. So that means that a lot of undecided voters have started to make up their mind. And it also shows that the voters have also started to reveal their preferences. Around 85% probably here have revealed their preference. So the percentage of people who are willing to reveal their choices have also increased. And the more we look into that data, it looks like people who are now making up their mind or who are revealing their preferences, they have started to break for BNP. So which was kind of, in the past, they did not necessarily say that who they will vote for. They probably had that in their mind. But now there is a trend there that they have started to break for BNP. I think that is a key thing here.
I think, like you mentioned in the event, bandwagon effect where people who are undecided, they tend to vote for what the mass choice for. So don't you think surveys like this, these results actually contribute to bandwagon effect?
I don't necessarily think so, because if you look into the survey, when they ask the question that, when do you make up your mind? And they say that, they make up their mind just a few days before the election, or actually at the voting center. And that has actually been the trend in Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, in many cases, people do not necessarily, make up their mind. They wait till the very last moment, and they wait, sometimes till the election day. They go to the poll and try to get a sense of who is winning the election. There's a concept called I don't want to waste my vote. So the idea is if I don't necessarily vote for the winning party, it's kind of a waste of the vote. So on the election day, when they see that, they kind of get a feeling that this particular candidate is winning, they tend to sort of, vote for that particular party. So I don't think these polling results will essentially create that much of an impact on that, because eventually that decision will be made on the election day.
What limitation should the audience keep in mind when they interpret the results of this survey?
The first thing is the survey was conducted at a particular point in time. So that doesn't necessarily mean that the election that we will see in February or something like that will actually, absolutely just replicate this survey. So there will be, because so far we have not necessarily got an election schedule. We do not necessarily know the name of the candidates, and as you can see in the survey, as it shows, that a lot of people's choice will eventually depend on the candidate's qualification and something like that. So there is a possibility that their opinion and everything will eventually change, based on that. So you don't necessarily take this result and see that this will hold. But there are a lot of insights that you can take from the polls, that, people's preferences, what they're thinking about the candidates, what they're looking for, and you can design your election strategy based on that. So you can do that, but don't necessarily think that this will happen in February. So I think that's the most important thing we should keep in.
All right. Thank you, sir, for the insights.